Let's head out to see Doug Richards at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. And Doug, we know that we have been talking about the preparations that the airport is already taking, including some new equipment. So how's it looking out there right now?
The answer is it's looking really slow here at the airport. We are on the north side of the airport, and it is definitely a lull in the traffic that you would expect to see at the airport right now. In fact, if we were to look all the way down that way through that corridor, you would see daylight at the other end of the airport, which is something you rarely see here because there are usually too many people blocking that view from one side, from the north side of the airport where we are, to the south side, which is where you see the daylight over there. And of course, in between, you do see some passengers who are departing and arriving. If you look at the boards, which indicates where what the on-time percentages are of the flights, you do see that most of the flights that are scheduled to depart and scheduled to arrive are doing so on an on-time basis, at least according to the boards. There are about 3 dozen cancellations on there, and my read of my analysis, the geographical analysis of the boards that are and the flights that are canceled indicates that the vast majority of those cancellations are for flights that were destined to fly to destinations like Dallas, where the ice storm has already, my understanding, has already overtaken the area there, as well as other southeastern destinations in the Carolinas, Tennessee, Arkansas, those sorts of places. So yes, clearly there is an effect here. Clearly folks are impacted if they're going to places that are impacted by the ice storm. And then, of course, it remains to be seen, as they say, how it will all shake out here as the weather actually comes down on top of us here at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. Back to you.
Yeah, Doug, and there's a lot to consider when you think about the airport, especially, as Doug mentioned, where people are heading. Doug, I know yesterday the airport was talking about those de-icing equipment, and that's something that's really going to come into play after this event has passed us by. For those who may be hoping that they can get out of town next week, what are we talking about there?
Well, it seems to be sort of a wait-and-see situation just in terms of how much ice actually falls here at the airport, and then, of course, the extent to which those flights are able to take off and land, and how quickly the de-icing equipment that you're talking about, the new machines that the airport acquired in November of last year to clear off the runways and clear off the taxiways, they're projecting that those machines are going to be pretty efficient and that the flights here will be mostly unaffected. They may be slowed down a little bit, but mostly unaffected. But as we said, the destinations that are on the board now for cancellations are other destinations which have had icing issues over the last 24 hours or 48 hours or so. And I don't know personally what kind of icing equipment they have at DFW in Dallas-Fort Worth, but it appears certainly that's one of the destinations that is impacted at this moment, folks trying to get from here to there and unable to do so.
All right. Okay, Doug, thanks a lot. We really appreciate that. That's insight. So we're